Hey guys, so my name is Hannah. I am a senior at Texas A&M University and I am studying kinesiology. So Abigail just asked me to come on and share a little bit about kind of what I'm learning in this time and just kind of help guide us through a little devotional. So with everything that's been going on, there's been one verse that's just kind of been rattling around in my head, and that is Micah 6:8. So Micah 6:8, it says, "He has told you, O man, what is good. What does the Lord require of you? To do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly with your God." So looking at that, you're kind of thinking, well, justice, mercy, kind of the same thing, whatever, right? But I kind of want to break down the difference between the two and kind of how I see them and how we as a body of Christ can go out and kind of show our versions of justice and mercy to the world, especially with what's been going on. So let's start with justice. Simple.wikipedia.org defines justice as a concept in ethics and law that means that people behave in a way that is fair, equal, and balanced for everyone. So, simple enough, but the Bible definitely has a slightly different meaning, which I know doesn't really surprise anybody. So the biblical definition of justice is more closely translated to this idea of to make right. So it's more of a relational term. It's less of a law and ethics and just treat everybody good. Justice in the Bible is a relational thing. One of my favorite ideas when talking about justice in the Bible is that back in the old days, when you would apologize to someone, you would say, "I have sinned against heaven, and I have sinned against you." If you look in Luke, it's talked about in the story of the prodigal son. That's the first thing he says when he comes back to his father is, "I have sinned against heaven, I have sinned against you." And I think it goes to show that they know that they've not only scarred their relationship with that person, but they've scarred their relationship with the Lord in scarring that relationship with their person, you know? So what I think is really cool about this is that when Jesus came and he died for us and everything, he has reconciled us with heaven. He has already taken care of the "I have sinned against heaven" part. So the only thing that's left is fixing the fact that we're sinning against each other. So we've already been, if we've already been reconciled with heaven, Jesus died, Jesus was resurrected, we all know the story, so we've already been reconciled in that way. That means that the only calling that we have left is to reconcile our relationships with our fellow man. And it doesn't just mean our fellow men that we like or associate with, it means all of our fellow human beings. So mercy is definitely a little bit of a heavier concept. I'll try to explain it the best that I've understood it, and then if you have more questions, reach out to our church leaders. But Google defines mercy as compassion or forgiveness shown towards someone whom it is within one's power to punish or harm. So let's unpack it. It's a lot. It's a big concept, I think. So mercy is going beyond justice. Justice is a bare minimum treatment, both positively and negatively. So if a person is guilty of robbery, that person being punished in accordance to the law is justice. That's it. He did something, they did something, whatever, and in doing so, being punished to the fullest extent of the law is justice. You did it, did the crime, do the time, that's justice. That's all it is. Mercy, on the other hand, is not getting the punishment or the justice maybe that we deserve. So the thing that always comes to my mind is when mothers of people who have been killed, been intentionally murdered, whatever, when they forgive their child's killer. It is just so much more than they need to do. That mom can sit there at that trial, that mom can ask for the death penalty, that mom can ask for a 6-year life sentence without parole. She can ask for the fullest extent of the law. She can ask for the hardest punishment possibly to be given for that crime. And instead, she sits there and she asks for mercy. And she asks that they be punished, but they don't be punished to the fullest extent. And that is just such an important thing to look at that. She doesn't just want justice, she shows mercy. And it is so much more than just you did this, you deserve this, that's it. It's you did this and you deserve this, but I'm not going to do that because there's just so much more going on there. So in a less extreme example, let's think about two kids. So Sally is playing with Jane's toy, and Sally breaks her toy. Breaks this other girl's toy that she's playing with. So justice is that Jane would get to break one of Sally's toys. That's an eye for an eye. That's this idea of I get to do what has been done to me. I get to do justice in my actions afterward. But mercy is that Jane is going to forgive Sally and not break one of her toys. So it's a really simple, really watered down explanation of it, but I think it puts it in a really good perspective of we can ask for justice in basic things. We can ask for justice for equal treatment for all human beings, regardless of background or race or whatever other way that we like to put people in boxes. We can ask for equal and fair treatment. That's all we want. That's all anybody should want, is that every human being gets treated like a human being. And mercy is harder, and it really is. It's harder. It's this forgiveness that we don't deserve. So, looking at all of this, I mean, the Lord, it's pretty simple. He's calling all of us to treat everyone equally. He's calling all of us to treat everyone fairly. And he's calling us to show unconditional compassion and forgiveness, like he did. We got a really good example in Jesus, just that unconditional compassion and forgiveness. So what's cool about this is you don't have to be radicalized. You don't have to be out on the streets marching for social justice, for racial equality, whatever these big hot topic issues are. You don't have to be doing that if that's not what you're into, if that's not what you're passionate about. Nobody is shaming you for not being passionate about the same thing they're passionate about. But what it is saying is that if you're not passionate about XYZ, you go and find out ABC that you are passionate about. You just gotta go find something, and you gotta do justice, and you have to love mercy. That way everybody can experience the love of Christ. That's all we gotta do, bare minimum. Yeah, you don't have to change the world. You just gotta change somebody's world. That's all. Do justice, love mercy, and walk with your God, and walk humbly, and know that he is with you, and that he is for you in these situations. So that's all I've got. Yeah, y'all rock. Just go in peace. The Lord loves y'all.